My name is Bobby Kendall. After a decade of playing country music, my family and I moved to West Central Illinois to chase my true passion, giant Midwest whitetail bucks. The Whitetail Group was born in 2015 and has grown exponentially ever since. We develop properties for the elite whitetail hunting experience. This is not my hobby or even an obsession. This is a lifestyle.
My name is Toby Stay. I'm a broker with Land Guys, specializing in the marketing of recreational property. My role with the Whitetail Group is to help identify and design properties that can produce world-class whitetails. This is not a series just about hunting. This is a series about the process of developing farms for hunting.
Join us as we document the transformation of some of our project farms from ordinary dirt to extraordinarily productive recreational properties. We are the Whitetail Group. So I was like probably 19 or 20 or something, and I was in pharmacy school, and I just did not like it. And I'm like, oh God, I don't know what I want to do, but I'm gonna take a year off. You always hear everyone say they're gonna take a year off and do something. So I'm like, I'm gonna take a year off, I'm gonna go to Illinois, and I'm gonna guide for an outfitter. I flew out for like an interview. It was like a shed hunt. Came out and did that, and I got hired. I was hoping I could get hired. I got hired. One thing led to another. I bought a little house and started leasing my own ground. Had a couple friends help pay for the lease a little more. And then at some point, Toby Stay, who I was working for at Eagle Outfitters, which was his outfitter, he became a realtor for Land Guys. And so I don't even remember how it started, but I was dabbling in real estate back east in the summers and stuff, had a rental property. And I basically was like, what if we like bought a farm and set it up? So the first farm was up in McDonough County. The amount of money I had to my name was marginal to be taking on this 117 acres. It was like a do or die type deal. So I bought this old like 1976 Ford 3600 blue tractor and this little junk disc and some junk implements and this old car trailer that was falling apart, and went up there. And I mean, the amount of time that it took back then doing that was like just crazy. I mean, just crazy. And the beating sun and the thing overheating, I remember. Had some nice deer up there and did a bunch of plots, did the whole system and sold it without it hitting the market. And so it was like, whoa, you know, there's something to this.
So awesome doing all this work. It's just not even hard. It's awesome to pass them. To know that you can pass them.
Come a long way with my farming skills. I've got a lot of old farmers that have mentored me along the way.
You know, we met when he came out and guided for me when I was outfitting, and friendship has developed, and business relationships develop, and now we do these projects together, and it's a passion that you share together, and it's nice to have that common interest. Bobby is obsessed with finding the next 200-inch deer. He and I killed 200s the same year in 2009. The drive to want to do that again and that challenge of doing that, you're obsessed with it. You're always searching for the next piece of ground that could produce something like that.
For me, like, I get as much enjoyment about like the excitement of finding the next deer. I get that same excitement about finding the next farm. God, it looks deery. For me, it's like a blank canvas, Every little aspect of it that we can dream up, we just make happen.
We walked it how many times now, and you're still finding new spots and stuff that you overlooked before. And
still finding new spots, yep.
Constantly developing every time we're here. I walk a lot of ground. I've been on a lot of acreage, and you just get in certain places and you feel it. This is one of those places. To find a piece of property, one that's this big in one chunk is pretty rare anymore. And to find something that nobody else has done anything with, you know, you're not fixing somebody else's idea that wasn't very good. This thing had nothing done to it. Our thought process when we do stuff like this is, how do you grow and hold world-class deer? 170s, 180s, 200s, I mean, that kind of stuff. One, you gotta have a piece of property that even has the potential to produce them, which we knew this was. Very vast area. I think there's 6 square miles that there's no roads. Everything that butts up to the backside of this is huge timber draws. Another thing is this area's got real good soil types, so the nutrients that the deer are getting from the crops was great. Very secluded with no road frontage. More and more and more and more positive elements to this place potential, on top of taking the areas and going over the top with almost overthinking every road, every plot, every access point, shape of every tillable field. I mean, it's not just a development project, it's a next level development project gauged towards the elite trophy deer hunter.
As soon as we got that text that said closed, there was, you know, chainsaws ripping and bulldozers starting.
When we pulled in here the first time, you know, it's easy to recognize the hunting potential. To make that potential come out is a massive, massive project.
There's been 3 big dozers and an excavator clearing out, reclaiming about 105 acres of tillable that had been let go. We put in probably 10 or 12 internal food plots. I mean, if you did the math on the percentage of lineal feet the deer can get in here with the total edge of this field, you've upped your probability of killing a deer when he comes in here by, I'll do the math later. It's a lot. I'm not sure that I've ever seen a spot quite as good.
This is a kill plot.
I have goosebumps. There are a lot of times on this farm where I just all of a sudden have goosebumps. Wait till you see this freaking road, dude. We've been doing some select cutting to put in trail systems. So this trail system will go, and it probably won't cross the creek, but it'll go down and it'll go across the bottom. You could put a crossing there if we wanted to. And then it would connect to that flat over there.
I'll put it in. Put it in and bring it back a couple scoops of riprap and stuff and just get a little base in there, enough to get a cart across. That'd be awesome. Connect that. Whoa. Overwhelming.
I personally spent about 6 or 7 days just walking and laying out and designing. This is where a plot needs to go. This is how it needs to be shaped based off these trees. This is where the brush piles need to be pushed from the plot so that it creates strategic, hunting spots and access and all that stuff. There's so many little things that need to be perfect, and I'm super anal about it.
There's so many moving parts to making a giant raw piece of property like this into a whitetail mecca. Perfect layout, perfect food plot placement, all access thought of, all parts of the farm being usable and huntable so that you don't have places in a farm that, I can't get to that, so I don't use it. Create the access, create, a honey hole back where nobody else could see it. That's kind of was the whole theme of this farm, is there was so much potential in every corner of this place, but it's such a massive undertaking to do it that not just anybody could get their head wrapped around it.
I love the game with those deer. I love setting it up right, whether it's me that kills a deer or somebody else.
It's got just enough bend in it like that a deer can't come out and look the whole distance of it. If we shape it a little bit back to there.
There is a system to kill big deer. And it's all about setting the farm up so that you have the upper hand. You make them do what you want them to do.
Once Bobby gets locked onto hunting a specific buck, that buck's dead. Like once he puts his mind to killing that deer, he's obsessive about it. That rolls over into projects like this. The attention to detail, the physically being here to watch what's going on so everything happens exactly like it needs to happen, and managing his people correctly and not letting anything slip through the cracks.
So if you're sitting in that tree stand, deer coming from way over in there, and they come up to this food, if the wall comes all the way to the tree, they're going to want to circle below it.
So there needs to be a gap right on the,
right there.
Like from the tree, 40 yards needs to be shootable.
There's guys out there that are looking for just a recreational piece, maybe do some deer hunting, turkey hunting, mainly get away from the city. And then there's a little bit more serious hunter, and then there's the mass manager guy. And then there's this elite group that speaks a totally different language. That's my passion, is to speak to those guys in this deer hunting language. So Toby's the only realtor that I've ever met that can speak that language.
And when they clear this, they're gonna push all this stuff along this blue line that he's painting so that it takes a gap and makes it even smaller and makes like a 5-point intersection. So from that X to the wall will be like 25-yard gap through here. That will make the deer come in tight before they can round the corner into the corn.
This is deer engineering at its finest.
So we're essentially going to take this deer traffic and move it over there to a more huntable location.
Even if I find a farm, I will still, loop land guys in and Toby and pay for those services, because I value his opinion on market value and resale value. It's insurance to me.
The enthusiasm and the excitement and it's just in the air every time you hear. Everybody's starting to see it come together, and the end result is going to be unreal. What this place is going to end up being is probably one of the best hunting farms in the country in a very short period of time. Looking forward to the velvet buck pictures and the scouting, all that stuff still to come.